Well, good morning. Hello, Puss in Boots. I hope you're feeling better. Hello, Sunnyside. Let's see if anybody comes in to talk this morning. I mean, I'm fine just talking to Puss in Boots and Sunnyside. So we'll see if anybody is up and at 'em. A lot of people at work. Might be some other lives. Hey, Crystal. We're going to talk about some. Well, first of all, we're going to talk about Bryan because I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, but um, well, he's just never going to change. Hello, Shala Montage. Hey, Michelle. Sassy since birth. I like that name. That's pretty cute. Hello, Morgan. So, I'm just going to get the Bryan thing out of the way. Bryan, if you're listening, hey, Bolo, Veruca, you're an idiot. Hello, Lurker, Lolo, Veruca. I think I said Veruca. Puss in Boots, do you have access to, hey, sarcastically yours, do you have access to, Jonice's wish list? If any of my mods do or can get their hands on it, hey, Critters, hey, Miss Lee, if they would like to drop that, that would be cool. Um, Sherry. So let's talk about Bryan for a minute. Okay, first of all, you're an idiot. Um, and I'll tell you why you're an idiot. Secondly, take my wrench because I've tried. Okay, Puss in Boots. I've tried to give you the benefit of the doubt. You know, I'm not trying to change your mind on the Darlie Routier case. But once again, you have proven, hey, Rachel, that you're nothing more than a fucking stalker. You went over there, you found Darlie's sister, Danelle, on TikTok, and you don't like her supporting her sister. What happened, Bryan? Did she block you? And now you're pissy? Is that what happened, Bryan? Did Danelle finally get fed up with your bullshit and she blocked you? Hey, just another troll. And she blocked you? Now, let me tell you why you're an idiot, okay? Because you picked up the phone to call the Innocence Project that's handling her case. Do you really think you mean anything to those people? There's information that they have that they won't even tell Darlie's family. But I really, really, really thought, Bryan, after the tragedy that your family suffered. Thank you, Sunnyside. Hey, Sergeant Blackrock. I really thought that after the tragedy that your family suffered, you went so far as to put up a video saying Danelle's playing victim on social media. Danelle is a victim, Bryan. You seem to forget that she lost two nephews. Hey, JD and Bobaney. She was 14 when this crime occurred. She was sheltered from most of it And now that she's got her kids raised, or they're able to take care of themselves, she's decided to dig into it a little bit. And she has that right. What are you afraid of, Bryan? Are you afraid Darlie might get a new trial? Because she's already on death row. Why don't you call Huntsville and tell them you'd like to be the one that pushes the plunger if it comes down to that? How about you do that? I've tried really hard, Bryan, to give you the benefit of the fucking doubt over the last few years. Thank you for dropping that wish list, guy. That's Jonisa's wish list, guys. If you have it, please hit it up. And if you don't, prayers are always welcome. But you found another family to stalk. Good for you. Are you happy, Bryan? Because I'd really like to know what your point behind calling the Innocence Project to tattle on Danelle having a TikTok. What do you think they're going to do, Bryan? They're going to say, oh, well, Darlie's sister believes she's innocent. So, yeah, we're just going to drop her case. As of now, Brantley, yes. Because he is once again, he has harassed this family for 27 fucking years. The woman is on death row. It's fine that he thinks she's guilty and that she's where she belongs. But he is scared to death that Darlie's going to get a new trial. Why is that, Bryan? He called the Innocence Project to tattle on Danelle. You can put up all the Darlie videos you want, Bryan. It's your channel. Feel free. But you're pissy because Danelle won't play back with you. Because she won't go back and forth with you. And the funny thing is you don't even remember half of the fucking case. You've got Pamela Collins feeding you bullshit. That's a good question, Michelle. Why is he so involved? You know, Bryan, you got a big mouth and you're not afraid to punch buttons. Why don't you try to help someone that's about to get wrongly convicted? Say, Richard Allen in Delphi, maybe. Oh, well, I don't want to see Darlie dead. You know, at least the other creepy non supporters will admit, oh, she's some non supporter who is a total bitch, Puss in Boots, and who has gone after this family for just as long as Bryan did. Let's go back a little ways. Bryan claims he used to be a supporter. What happened? Darlie's mother pissed him off because he was so involved in their family. She was angry and she made a comment. Maybe 85J belongs to you. Talking about a fingerprint that does not belong to Darlie, does not belong to Darren, does not belong to the boys, does not belong to any first responders. So it's still unknown who that fingerprint belongs to. Pam is definitely a bitch. Don't you want to know who that fingerprint belongs to, Bryan? No, they haven't. Just Damon's. And all the non-supporters will tell you, well, they're just saving up in case she gets a some kind of loophole. No, he's not related to the family. No. But if you say, um, well, she hasn't been tried for Devin's case. Why hasn't she been tried for Devin's case? Because they had nothing, no blood on the knife belonging, nothing to connect Devin to it, other than he was laying on the floor next to his brother. Purple hearts for Brittany Shank. So, Bryan, take my wrench. I want nothing to do with you. You're bored. Idle hands is the devil's playground. Why can't you let this family be? Nothing I say is going to get her out, and nothing you say is going to keep her in. But at least I believe she deserves a new trial. And I think if the tables were turned and it was your son's trial and there were 33,000 mistakes made in the original transcript, if there was a judge who admitted in open court to having Alzheimer's and eventually died of it, if there was evidence that wasn't turned over to the defense until well after trial had began, I think you would have a problem with it. When you called the Innocence Project, that did it for me, Bryan. I want nothing to do with you. You are a blithering fucking idiot. No matter what you sink your teeth into, you go too far. You carry things way, way too far. Now, I heard your message that you left on the Innocence Project's voicemail. Now, I can hear somebody playing that back. Yeah, this is Bryan St. John, and Danelle, Darlie Routier's sister, is on social media saying this, and this. Do you think they give a fuck who you are? Do you think anything you say is going to change their opinion? If you don't want her dead, like you keep saying, then there is with the Innocence Project, Puss in Boots. There's things that they're just not going to release. It's not for the public yet. But if you don't want her dead, like you say, then what else do you want? Do you want them to waterboard her? Are your fifis hurt again, Bryan? Because the Routier family won't go back and forth with you again? You claim you don't want her dead. You claim you would have no problem with her getting a new trial. That's what you claim. So why don't you let the Innocence Project do their work and leave that family alone? This is what you do, Bryan. You get in the middle of people's business, their families, everything when you sink your teeth into something. So take my fucking wrench. I want nothing more to do with you. Because I wouldn't agree if there were people still coming at your family over your son's fucking crime. And let's not forget how you thought you would have a great appeal for Luke because there was a uh, tornado drill that's not on record of any tornado drill that day, but that the jury was mixed in with Kelsey and all of them. Remember that, Bryan? When you tried that little loophole? But yet you won't give Darlie Routier the fucking reasonable doubt with everything. Hey, cool gamer, that's gone wrong with her investigation and her trial. What capital case have you ever seen be completed in 7 months from the time of arrest to the time of conviction? I've never seen another one like it. Darlie Routier is the only one I know that from the time they arrested her to the time they convicted her was 7 months. Most capital cases take years. And I was just going to ignore you, Bryan, and let you do your, arguing with yourself with your whole 5 views you get over there. And I'm one of them, so 4. And I was just going to let you do your thing. When you picked up the phone and called the fucking Innocence Project to tattle on Danelle, I'm sorry. No, I'm grateful because you actually gave me a belly laugh. Exactly, Puss in Boots. What are they so worried about? What would be so wrong with her getting a new trial? If there's unidentified fingerprints and things that went on during the case that should have never gone on, such as evidence being collected, thrown in Albertson's grocery bags. Keep in mind, Albertson's grocery bags, which is a grocery store, wet, bloody items being thrown in the same bags, and then it's caught on video, them setting the bags on the street wide open. That's a problem. But you know what Bryan will say? Did it change anything? No, it didn't. It didn't change anything. Well, Darlie should have raised that on appeal. Do you think Darlie's representing herself? So you're going to punish Darlie for what her defense didn't do? God love Cooper and several others. You guys go on YouTube and find The Last Defense, Darlie Routier. And there'll be like 5 episodes of it. And then form your own opinion. Even if you think she's guilty, watch The Last Defense. Listen to a juror claim that, well, Darlie had to be guilty because she had bleach blonde hair, she wore flashy clothes, and jewelry. So Darlie had to be guilty. Because, I mean, she would never wear things like that. She would never spend her money on things like that. That's because you live in a trailer park, bitch, and you don't have the money that the routiers had. If you can convict someone to death and that's your comeback on a documentary, is, well, she did have bleach blonde hair and she had fake boobs. Hey, Lisa 54. She wore flashy clothes and a lot of jewelry. And I just think she's guilty. That's what a juror says on a documentary. Not one stitch of, well, I was convinced because of this or I was convinced because of that. But I'm not going to sit here and go through the entire Darley case. It's a very complicated case. Uh, like I said, it's been going on for 27 years. Bryan, take my wrench. I want nothing more to fucking do with you. Yes, Sunnyside. Watch The Last Defense. If you're just laying around and the bullshit on YouTube is, you're bored with it. Yes, they did have a birthday party. No, it wasn't the day after he lost his life. The day after he lost his life, he was in a morgue. And then there was a funeral. And then he was buried. And then there was a memorial service that you all don't get to see. Because guess what? The lead investigator that taped it illegally. That's why he pled the fifth. And yes, they had a birthday party for Devin. He was promised silly string and snaps, and that's how they celebrated his birthday. Yes, he was gone. But somebody else tell me how to fucking grieve. Cuz guess what? When my mom died, and she was a big UK fan, University of Kentucky Wildcats, and I'm anti University of Kentucky. I'm an IU fan, Indiana University. But my mom just died days before University of Kentucky had won the NCAA championship. She didn't get to see it. You know what I did? I went out to her gravesite, which was still a mound of dirt. I placed a big UK flag on there and I celebrated with her. That's what I did. Did I kill my mom? When the lady from Sandy Hook had kids go up with markers and desecrate her child's her child's casket, and was smiling in interviews days after Sandy Hook. Does that mean she didn't lose a child? Does that mean she had something to do with her child being killed? No. So when somebody writes a manual on the proper way to grieve, send it to me, because guess what? I'm going to need it real fucking soon. So, Bryan, you've gone back to being a stalker. I want nothing more to do with you. Take my wrench. I'm I'm I've turned your notifications off, unsub, whatever. You're back to being Bryan, the real Bryan St. John, the one who thinks he has the right to intrude into other people's personal lives, into their tragedies. You didn't like it when that other family was intruding on your tragedy, which happened to be more of their tragedy than your tragedy. So when there's a book written on the proper way to grieve, send it. Please email me and I'll give you my address because, like I said, I'm really going to need that book real fucking soon. Okay? So I'm done with you, Bryan. You're back to harassing that family. You're back to making stupid fucking phone calls. You're you need to go back to work, Bryan, because idle hands are definitely the devil's fucking playground. Okay, I'm done with Bryan. Now what can we talk about? Well, let's see. I know the comment that Laura made about Purple Rain. Don't get me wrong. Very, very vile comment. And I confronted Laura about it in text messages. And she said, "Yeah, I said it. I said it a long time ago." Well, a long time ago, it's still vile. Okay? It's still vile. But then I catch Makeup Mobster riding in a stream while that comment is being discussed. Well, I would never say anything like that. Are you fucking kidding me, Makeup Mobster? Are you fucking kidding me? Because you sat on a panel and said the exact same thing to Marsha White Sharkey. And it was Laura's panel. Something to the extent of, "You're not dead yet." I challenge anyone to go through my live streams, and I have not deleted any live streams. Do you remember telling Mandolin to stick a needle in her arm, Makeup Mobster? But you got the balls to sit in a chat, and I have the screenshot, and say, "I would never say anything so vile." Shut the fuck up, bruh. See, everybody forgets. And then you got these new people that come in and they don't know the history. And that's why I appreciate Wendy V, because Wendy V has the history, most of it, on tape. I heard Joneson talking earlier about subs, subs who start shit, that are shit stirs, and how they shouldn't be, they shouldn't be off limits because they're the ones causing the problems between creators. Where was I going with that? Yes, she did speak truth, but everybody forgets that. And I was gonna leave it alone. I wasn't gonna say anything about it until she typed into a chat. I would never say anything that vile. And I thought, are you fucking kidding me, Makeup Mobster? Are you kidding me? I left Laura's support. I left her Patreon, her members, whatever, because I couldn't handle her mouth. I couldn't handle some of the things that came out of her fucking mouth. But I feel the same exact way about Makeup Mobster. So don't even try to play like you're any better than Laura. If you're going to call out a sub, at least give them a link to respond. That's fair. That's fair. But I would challenge anyone, anywhere, to go and find. Now, I've said some shit on here. Don't get me wrong. I've been a downright bitch. Anywhere, and find where I've ever said something about somebody. You ain't dead yet. The worst thing I've ever done on here was the John Crime shit, and I have apologized immensely, and I still mean it. I don't talk to John. I don't, there was a time when John and I were cool. Obviously, we're not anymore, and that's okay. I don't even know what John's doing nowadays. I wish him well, whatever he's doing. But sometimes sorry goes a long fucking way. But I'm not going to sit in a chat and say, I've never said anything. So, and Alicia, you're a big talker in the chatter, and as a chatter, you're a big talker. First of all, Purple Rain has talked shit about me since I know, Laura, and I have rarely said a word. I know, Laura. I finally say something one time in response to her, and I'm the bad guy. Nah, fuck that. I understand, Laura. But you also, in fairness, Laura, you also fucking tried to give Granny's watching advice on how to ignore people. Who cares if Purple Rain sits in a chat and then for you to yell that I couldn't even handle it for 3 months? Fuck off, Laura. I mean, come on. You act like I've never been attacked on this fucking platform. Laura, every time I go live, I get fucking attacked by somebody. I'm used to it. Yeah, you do, Puss in Boots. And I am by far not fucking perfect at all. But when I saw Makeup Mobster write that, I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's not forget history here, lady. Hey, Cosmic. Long time no see. So now I'm going to move on to Randy and Wendy over there. First of all, you all should know that there is a podcast out there that is called The Bad Friends. I'm pretty sure it might be syndicated. So you might want to look into that before you do your podcast, or might try a new name. Just giving you a heads up. You probably knew nothing about it. But for you two to sit over there and laugh and make fun of Wogs, and Wogs has an addiction. It's called alcoholism. You all sit over there and you giggle and you carry on and you pick his live apart and then you try to walk it back. Thank you, Lolo, for becoming a member of a channel that you get absolutely nothing for your membership. But thank you. Um, you try to walk it back with, oh, that's so sad. It's really a sad situation. We'd like to help him. You just sit and fucking made fun of him. You just sit and fucking picked his live stream apart and made fun of him. And then when I go in there and I drop a comment, and I'm assuming I'm blocked, except somebody from, no, he's back to drinking, so done with it. Um, I'm assuming I'm blocked because my comment doesn't get acknowledged at all. But then somebody from Discord said, oh, hell, Tracy's in Randy's. So I know my comment could be seen. But for you all to sit there and to pick him apart and giggle and laugh and then walk it back as if you have any real major concern about Wog, you fake fucks. That's just being a fake fuck. Thank you, Sunnyside. And like I said, Alicia, you're in chats just chatting it up, dragging Laura, blah, 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 blah. But God forbid Laura make a comeback, say some kind of come back with something or anybody else, because then they'll get, well, Alicia has cancer. Well, your words, Alicia, are you're not off limits. No one's off limits. Because y'all didn't have no problem going after fucking Jonice. I do too. I don't want to see Wog in the condition he is in. My father, I grew up with my father being an alcoholic. He wasn't a mean alcoholic, he was an aggravating alcoholic. And I am so proud. I know, Laura, and I wish you the best. I really do. I wish Alicia the best. But you can't sit in a chat. And this goes back to what Joneson was saying. You can't sit in a chat as a chatter and run ya cocksucker and then expect a creator to not be allowed to call you out. You don't have to say things like, are you dead yet? But I grew up with my father being an alcoholic. Like I said, not a mean alcoholic, but an alcoholic just the same. My father got sober probably 20 plus years before he passed away. And I am so grateful for those 20 something years because guess what? Our children, his grandchildren, got to see the real Pap. He was the best grandfather. No, he didn't abuse us as kids. He he womanized, he gambled, you know, he drank like a fish. He did what alcoholics do. And no, I didn't have some horrible childhood, nothing like that. I'm not scarred from it, but I am so proud of the fact that my father quit drinking 20 plus years prior to his passing away and that my kid got to see the best grandpa ever. So, if you're going to sit there and pick him apart and laugh at Wog about his drunken live streams, then don't even bother following it up with, it's really sad. We'd really like to help him. No, if you wanted to help him, you wouldn't fucking drag him over a drunk live stream. If you really wanted to help him, leave him the fuck alone. Yes, hybrid, miracles do happen, and I'm waiting on one right as we speak. So there was that crock of shit. And yeah, I'm a bit frustrated with life right now because I feel like broken ribs. Like I'm fine on the outside, but I hurt like hell on the inside right now. But I see all of this shit going down. This Aileen chick that thinks it's just okay to to get people's real information and show up in a town next to them, and when asked why, because I can. What the fuck? But yet months ago, the people going at Aileen was fucking rooting that crazy bitch on. You go, girl. You go, girl. Ooh, you got Dolly locked up. You go, girl. You go. Exactly. If I'm concerned about someone, I don't laugh in their face. Exactly. And then to walk it back and sound so sympathetic. It was such a crock of shit. And nobody says anything. 600 and some odd people sit in there and nobody says a fucking word. That's why I'm blocked from most chats on on this platform. Why? Because I go into a chat and I say what I got to say. Happy, happy, happy. I don't know anything about Randy's recovery or anything. And I'm not going to talk about Randy's recovery. It's her recovery. And, it's hers. It belongs to her. Um, but I can tell you that I have a son who is not currently using, but is an addict. He's an addict. And if he was to put out a video of himself higher than a fucking kite, the last thing I would want people to do would be, hey, Amanda T, the last thing I would want people to do is to sit there and laugh at him. Because it's not a laughing matter. It's a fucking disease. And no, Natasha, I'm not going to argue with you over the fact that it's a fucking disease. I've lived this life for 20 something years. I've fucking done my homework. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to addiction. So I ain't even getting into that bullshit. Hey, Trixie's Customs or Trixie's Creations. Yeah, Trixie's Creations for you. Hold up. Did Laura block me after I spoke on Granny yesterday? She'll learn. I don't want to hear about her getting burned. I don't know. I don't know if Laura blocked you or not, Polo. Exactly, hybrid. It's it it's not right to pick at people's diseases. For God's sakes. Well, what else is new, Sherry? Every time she opens her mouth, somebody takes her channel down, and I don't care about it. I really don't. I mean, thank you for letting me know that, but I'm just so, I go around, and I go everywhere. Even when people should know Granny's past before becoming friends with her. Well, that's between Laura and Granny, in my opinion. That is between Laura and Granny. If Granny's never fucked over Laura and Laura's never fucked over Granny and they want to be friends, who fucking cares? Not me. I mean, God forbid. Natasha Cooper has friends. She has a very strong support system. Exactly, Veruca. Are they friends though? Just because, I mean, me and Laura don't braid each other's fucking hair. 9 times out of 10, I text Laura, I'm cussing her out. But I go on Laura's panel when she's talking about something that I feel like I've got something to say. Because you go on somebody's panel. Does that make you their buddy? I don't know. I don't think so. Farouk. I can't sit here and judge Granny's watching because I don't know her. Um, I can only judge on what I've seen. And what I've seen has been, hey, Susan L., what I've seen has only been the last 6 or 8 months. I don't know her from the past. Now let's get to Diane. Diane, I really do hope that you're not just pulling a fast one. Because I would really like to hear what you got to say. Because at this point, with all the grime and grit that's gone on this platform, eh, Diane, why not? Why not? You know, everybody says Diane's a scammer. We got scammers on every fucking corner, and they're allowed on here. They have channels. Why not? Fuck it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a member of Diane's. I'm not in any kind of private conversation with her, but why the fuck not? There's one thing I can say about Diane, and that's when we did communicate, Diane never, ever, ever spoke about anything I said in private until we got into it over Sonia. Right. She's always going to deny wrongdoing. We know this. But how many people on here doesn't do that? No, Laura, you don't own all your wrongdoings because you'll deny something and then somebody will put up proof of it. And then you still won't say, oh, yeah, I did that. I'm not saying you deny all of them, but come on, Laura, be honest. That's what we need to do. We just need to have a giant Zoom panel of all the creators. I don't believe Diane's going to go live. I believe this is a little fuck shit going on. I could be wrong. But if it's fuck shit going on, I'm pretty sure I know who she's fucking with. I don't believe she's going to go live. She could shock me. I don't know. But after the shit I've seen go on around here, it's like, what? Y'all can fight it out in fucking chat. I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna sit here and babysit grown ass people in a chat. If y'all want to fight it out, fucking fight it out. The only thing I ask is that you don't dox anybody or you don't talk about people's children and you don't speak on people's health conditions, even if it's alcoholism. Other than that, y'all can battle it out. You're all of age. So, everybody ready for the happiest fucking time of the year? It's like Laura's Christmas tree. How many times I've seen somebody comment on her fucking Christmas tree? Who cares if she painted her fucking Christmas tree black? She likes her Christmas tree. You know? Who gives a fuck? Why is that a big deal in a chat? I don't get it. I mean, yeah, it's funny. Okay, you think it's funny. You make a comment. But my God, do I have to see 15 motherfuckers comment on somebody's Christmas tree? Allie's nurse. I'm so excited for Diane to go live. You hate it, hybrid? Yeah, it's not turning out to be in the happiest time of the year for me. And probably a lot of people out there. Oh, yeah, the real life shit. It's nothing nowadays. But it's nothing. I understand, Amanda, what you're saying. But it's nothing. You want to get somebody's information, just call up Blank Screen. He'll give you their information, and then you can go drive to the town next to their town while you're in a text message saying you're going to hunt her down. No big deal. Nah, not a big deal. You can go pull up in a car hanging out of a sunroof with a bullhorn. Ironic, huh? Nah, not a big deal. You can show up at somebody's work. Nah, not a big work. Not a big deal. That's what this place has become. That's why a lot of creators don't even go live anymore. I just say it's Laura's tree. Who gives a fuck what color it is? I'm not going to be at Laura's for Christmas. Anybody here going to be at Laura's for Christmas other than Laura? I don't have to look at her tree. Yes, be on the lookout for a U-Haul. And you know the thing is as crazy as Eileen, or whatever is, there's people that's putting her up to this shit. This woman don't have the money to go traveling around the fucking country stalking people. I peeked into Dolly's the other day, and he's showing a conversation, and I don't even know who the conversation was between. I have no idea who the conversation was, who it was. But it's a conversation between two people talking about going to Dolly's house and putting air tags on his shit. Really? I don't even know who's in the conversation. I don't even know if it's a real conversation, but it doesn't shock me. But you would really waste your money on an air tag for what reason? Cosmic was hoping for an invite, Laura. Look, I have gone a little overboard this year when it comes to Christmas, and you all know why. Because it is probably my last Christmas with my brother. And although my family keeps telling me, date, Tracy, take it day to day, because I'm a big planner. I want to know exactly who's coming, how much food needs to be, blah, 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 blah. But I keep getting told, take it day to day, which is killing me. But it's what it is. So while I was online shopping the other day, I thought, what do you give a man who doesn't at the best, absolute best case scenario, has 9 months, and I don't think he'll make it that long. That's just my personal opinion from me watching him day to day. What do you give somebody like that for Christmas? He's not a talker. He definitely doesn't journal. So I went online, I got him a recorder. Thought to myself, man, the wheels are turning in his head. There's probably so much he wants to say, but he won't. He might even want to say, fuck you, Tracy, leave me alone, you're on my nerves. Yes, Laura, I hope that your radiation goes well. I really do. I hope Alicia's radiation goes well. You think it was a good idea, Lolo? We got him a heated blanket already. But I thought to myself, because he knows he's not stupid. He knows what's happening. He knows the outcome. He's just trying to get a few good months out of it. But maybe there's thoughts in his head that he can't talk to anybody about. Maybe he wants to leave messages for his grandbabies. I've really put a lot of thought into Christmas presents, you all. I really do. And then I thought maybe he wants to cuss me out, but just doesn't want to hurt my feelings. Maybe he wants to say, quit hovering over me, but he can say it into the recorder. It's a pretty cool fucking recorder, too. It dictates and everything. I don't know what you would need that. Yes, that's true, hybrid. The best gifts don't cost much. If I haven't asked for anything for Christmas other than a miracle. We'll see if I get it. He doesn't want to go anywhere, Amanda. He's too tired. And his counts are so low right now that we can't take him out in public. It breaks my heart too, Amanda. If you only knew the nights I sit and listen to that fucking walkie talkie or the monitor. I don't want to do this again, you all. I've done this. I've done this with my mother and I've done it with my brother. And now I've got another brother. And I'm a broken motherfucker right now. But I ain't so broken that I can't see the fuck shit that goes on YouTube. And I'm not looking for sympathy at all. Because the sympathy wouldn't belong to me, anyways. Thank you, Lisa. And like I said, I think it was Sunnyside. Did you drop? I know you dropped Jonisa's wish list. If you could drop it again, because I don't need anything. I need a miracle, and none of you all can buy that for me. So I'd never allow anybody to go through this alone, hybrid. If I thought somebody was going through this alone, I'd fucking drop everything and I'd be at their side. Yeah, I'll send it to you, Laura. You need to let her know, though, that it has her name and shit on it. Don't nobody fuck with Jonice, okay? Even trolls. Don't fuck with her. But yeah, Laura, I'll text it to you. You all remember back in COVID when I had my nervous breakdown? When it was so bad and hundreds of thousands of people were dying. Remember how bad? You know, the people that were dying alone. I could never. Thank you, Sunnyside. Just waking up Christmas morning knowing that Jonice's kids And Jonice and her husband are gonna have a Christmas. That means so fucking much to me. I don't know, hybrid, but there's a lot of fucking trolls out there. Thank you, Sunnyside. Oh, I know, Kyle. I've been watching him too. I swear. What a wonderful, beautiful man he is. Thank you, Vicky. But what a wonderful, beautiful man Kyle Appleford is. Some people may think he's not much to look at on the outside, you know, but man, what he's got going on inside of him is just. Jenny was so lucky to find him. Or they were lucky to find each other. I adore that man. But like I said, is everybody ready for the happiest time of the year? What the fuck? Oh, Amanda. Hey, Bailey. I haven't seen you in a while either, kid. And Laura's going to be going through it at Christmas. Alicia's going to be going through it at Christmas. And people that we don't even know of, or that hasn't told their story, and they're not going to tell their story. And it doesn't have to be cancer. It could be just depression, loneliness. Um, there's a lot of people that's going to be going through it at Christmas. You know, Christmas is a hard time of year, anyways. The holidays are hard on people. And, the lucky ones that still have all their family and they have these great celebrations, I'm happy for them. I used to be that person. But life life is life. And I'm scared to death of my fucking surgery. Scared to fucking death, you all. Old people die, babies are born. Got to take the good with the bad. True, cuz. True. But it's sad when you're not old. When somebody writes, I lost my aunt, uh, Betty, and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, she was 92. Well, fuck. I mean, I'm still sorry you lost your Aunt Betty, but 92? Fuck. Cosmic, you just got an official invite from Laura to go to dinner. So done with it. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. But don't you love it? Don't you love how everybody, when something's going on in your life, everybody's like, I'm there for you. I'm there for you. I'll be there for you. And then life goes on and, they've got to go to work and they've got to take care of their family. And all of a sudden, they're really not there for you. But you got to understand, they have a life too. I'm so sorry, so done with it that you had to endure that. Purple hearts for Brittany Shank. She's still missing. 5 years today. She needs justice. There's so many people out there that need justice. Ramble and call out fuck shit. And I'll get a stream over this, I'm sure. And I'm okay with that. Anytime I come on here and talk fuck shit about somebody, I fully expect to get a stream or somebody in a chat, dogging me out. I'm okay with that. That's to be expected. What else would you expect? Cosmic said he'll be there, Laura. Do you two have each other blocked or something? You're going to sit down at dinner and you have each other blocked? That ought to be a lovely Christmas dinner. Can you just say, oh, Perplex said she sees you. Okay. Can we just say that Christmas is hard enough on people? Can we try, just try to not say really mean things, go really low, dip into people's real lives? Can we at least get through the first of the year, folks? I mean, YouTube is a getaway for people. I'm not singing that happy, 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 forget it. And we don't understand everybody's struggles. There's struggles we don't know about. Like I said, Christmas is one day out of the year, but it's a year that I choose to celebrate big as the birth of Jesus Christ. That's me. That's not everybody. Yeah, this year did zoom by way too fast. Cosmic's going to go ahead and decline the invitation. Well, Cosmic? Well, I mean, I guess he RSVP'd at least, Laura. Don't set him a plate out. I don't know. I just think we should be able to go back to the old days where we just called each other cunts and, uh, and not be fake asses. And because there's so many new people on here, I don't know where they came from. But, you know, keep it real. If you fucking said something, own it. Don't sit in a chat and say, well, I would never say something that vile when you know you did. Hey, Jess. I mean, we're all hypocrites at some point. I get that. Me too. Me too. Oh, he said no to my request for kindness and good things for the holiday season. Oh, dinner's still on, Laura. So go ahead, set him a plate. Instead of making that 15-pound turkey, go ahead and make it 17 pounds. I just threw a bunch of turkey out the other day. Thanksgiving was a waste. We could have had hot dogs and said our thanks. Stand up and cook all that food and nobody eat it. Like I said, we could have had chili cheese dogs and gave thanks. I give thanks every time I sit down to a dinner quietly. I'm not like in the church pew. Well, Laura, I talked to the surgeons on the 5th because my gynecological oncologist, yes, Miss Blue, they do exist. I actually see one. He wants to do a hysterectomy. And I said, okay. And I explained the situation with what's going on with my brother and how I really needed to be here for that, for him. And I would just never forgive myself if I was laid up and couldn't help him. And he said, okay, well, we can probably put it off, but you definitely got to get that hernia fixed ASAP, which is a complete stomach reconstruction. I know they are sounding pretty good, aren't they, Bailey? It's a major, major surgery, major recovery, drains hanging out of you, which, by the way, MFW, I know you don't watch me, but I really wish you wouldn't have ripped your drains out. They're in there for a reason. So my challenge is I need to come up with the money to put Maggie probably in a training facility for 2 weeks while I try to recuperate. That's what she said on Facebook. That she got so sick of them, she just ripped them out. I don't think you're supposed to do that. Aren't those things like stitched in? And if it was anybody else but her, I'd be like, you're lying. You didn't do that. But I believe Katie did it. And I wish she wouldn't do that. Um, Being a smoker and a drinker and everything, it doesn't help with your recovery anyways. And it seemed like she was recovering pretty well. Um, I know I lurker. That's why I'm scared. Because well, number one, I'm scared because I don't know if I'll make it eight plus hours on an operating table. I just don't know if I'll make it. If I don't, I'll give somebody the password to my YouTube. They can throw a big party, and then I'll see y'all on the other side. But it's the recovery that scares the fuck out of me. Hey, monkeys, mama. I think I'm going to talk to this surgeon about it because two surgeons. I've talked to four surgeons over the years. Two didn't want anything to do with it, and the other two scared the bejeebies out of me on how they would have to repair it. Now, the surgeon that my oncologist is not my oncologist, my gynecological, my gyno doctor is sending me to specializes in hernias. So I'm hoping they have a better way of going about this than the other two surgeons that I spoke to. Like, I don't know. I don't think she got to her arms, and I don't think she got. They couldn't do it all at once. I don't think, Laura. That's a lot on a body. I mean, I don't know, but yes, according to her, I hope Morbid doesn't see Laura being nice to Cosmic. Fuck Morbid. See, that's another thing. Morbid and the glare. All these people just going on and on and on about Morbid and the glare. Have they forgotten their history? Have we forgotten what those two have done and said on this platform? Why do we still welcome people like that? But we can't get over other people. I don't understand it. We can't get over, you know, something that Laura says, or in my case, makeup mobster, and I'm only bringing it up because she flat out lied in that chat. Um, but yet we can get over what those two have said and done. Complete and other utter staged as fuck bullshit. You think so? That's what I said, Cos. Come on back, Diane. What the fuck? I mean, I don't know Diane that well. I mean, over the years, we've communicated behind the scenes. And like I said, I will give her one thing. I will give her one thing. She never, ever, ever spoke of anything I told her behind the scenes, except for when we got into it over Sonia. Hey, infant doll lady. Thank you. I mean, it's coming down to the point I don't have a choice. According to my doctor, the hernia fix thing is no longer going to be a choice. Oh, speaking of groomers, oh no, never mind. You're talking about a different kind of groomer. I was going to say Maggie goes on the 20th, so I'm going to get her all Christmassy up. Somebody said in the chat the other day my dog was ugly. My dog ain't ugly, bitch. Call my dog ugly. Most of this stuff I just laugh about. Bryan kind of has me pissed off right now. Everything else I'm just kind of laughing about. Because here it's the cherry picking devil's playground, right? Wrong, receipts or none. It doesn't matter. They go by the flip of a coin. Who's Griff? Rip Griff. Rest in peace. Yeah, my dog might be a lot of things, but she ain't ugly. And she's getting better. She's starting to behave a little bit. What a hateful thing to say. I know, right? Gloves off. I don't even remember who said it. I laughed about it, but I thought, hey, wait a minute. My dog's not ugly. It'd be different if I had an ugly dog. And as much as I love animals, all animals, there are some ugly dogs out there, just like there's ugly babies, you know? But you don't go up to somebody and say, oh, what an ugly baby. Now, those babies eventually become cutesy, but, some newborns are kind of ugly babies. Maggie is gorgeous. I know. It was just somebody picking at me. Whatever. Who cares? If they want to think my dog is ugly, they can think my dog is ugly. A lot of people think my dog is ugly because he is hairless. He is a Chinese crested. Oh, my niece used to have one of those. Okay, now, I lurker, let me say, I personally don't think those dogs are attractive. But that doesn't mean that I couldn't fall in love with one of them, just like I'm sure you totally love your dog. The ugly TikTok babies. Look at that one ugly baby. They're like a star. That baby's so ugly. The glare reported morbid to Team YouTube. Some people will go to any extent to fake a phony fighting grifting. See, I don't even follow them because I remember years ago the horrible things I've heard about them. I've heard voice recordings of shit they have said that is just totally gross, and I just don't go there. But now they're like, it's like half the communities like Team Glare and half the communities like Team Morbid. Why? No, I'm Team neither. Yes, the hairless cats. I think those are ugly, but I wouldn't kick one. I would still, if I went to someone's home and someone had a hairless dog or a hairless cat, I would still play with them and pet them and love on them. Right. No to both. But it's like, well, I really hate morbid, so I'm going to go on the glare side, or I really hate the glare, so I'm going to go on morbid side. I hate that shit. I can't stand that. When I left Laura years ago, the one thing I didn't do was to run to her haters. Now, somebody did talk me into unblocking the majority of her haters. And that didn't work out so well. They're all reblocked. And I made it clear when I did my live stream, when I left Laura's Patreon and shit, that I don't need her haters coming in here. I didn't like you before. What's going to change? Laura's not going to change that, you know. And see, over the years, I've gotten to the point where, Laura does shit I don't agree with, and trust me, I have no problem going in her chat and telling her so. As a matter of fact, she yelled at me the other night in her chat, which, okay, it's her chat. It's her panel. She can yell at me if she wants. So I text her fucking ass. I was like, blah, 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 blah. Of course, I don't do that with all creators because I don't have all creators' phone numbers. Okay, Rachel, you be careful. And thank you for your prayers. But I've really done nothing much the last few days, and I really need to get something. I need to scrub the floors. Got a brand new floor scrubber, one of those steam mops. It's got the, when Laura yells at you, it's funny. It is kind of funny, speak truth. I get tickled. I'm the first one to run to Discord and said, what the fuck? Laura just yelled at me. I always thought it was funny when Randy and Wendy yelled at me. I don't know. I'm just team neither one, I guess. Because I don't have to like either or. Glare versus morbid. I'll choose morbid every time. There you go. Hybrid chooses morbid. Somebody in here probably chooses glare. I personally don't feel the need to choose, but I see what you're saying, hybrid. If you had to. Or maybe you're a morbid supporter. I don't know. I don't know. It's just another fuck shit going on around here. And this lawsuit shit. Everybody's suing everybody. Everybody's suing everybody. Well, here's the thing with suing people. If they don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, what exactly are you going to get? I don't understand it. Well, I'm going to court over this one, or I'm going to court. I know. It's like, if I'm going to sue somebody, I'm going to sue somebody with fucking money. I remember standing in the Kroger one day. This has been years ago. And they had a pallet full of cases of, like, I don't know, some kind of soft drink. And maybe they just hadn't got to put it up. I don't think it was a display. But I'm standing at my cart waiting in line. And I don't know who touched it. I didn't. But it come tumbling over. And all these cases fall on me and around me. I wasn't hurt. And you should have seen these store people running up to me saying, "Oh, are you okay? Are you okay? Will you sign this disclaimer?" I was like, I ain't going to fucking sue you. Alicia said she's going to take Laura to court if she talked about her diagnosis. Oh, good Lord. And by the way, that test result that I put on my community page was to prove to Bryan what a real test result looks like, not a doctor's notes written in crayon. It had nothing to do with, I mean, it was very minimal. It was just to show what a real test result looks like. Because he's up to his fuck shit again. It wasn't because I was trying to prove anything. I mean, I wasn't putting my medical out there. And if people want to put their medical out there, then have at you. But you can fully expect somebody to pick it apart. Yeah, the only people who get rich in these fucked up lawsuits are the attorneys. All these people that donate to these. Right. People with important cases waiting for court dates, and these crazy YouTubers are going to go to court. I know. I want to know what you get. Do you get bragging rights? Because let's say Queen Bee wins her countersuit and she sues for $200,000, which I think you'd have to be able to prove that, that you were damaged $200,000 worth of punitive or, whatever. But let's just say she sues for 10 grand. Bullhorn Betty don't have $10,000 laying around. What are they going to put a lien against? And is the lien going to help you any at all? I just don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get Bullhorn Betty suing Queen Bee. We didn't used to do this shit, people. For all the old timers, we didn't pick up a phone and call an attorney because somebody was talking about us. I agree, Hybrid. I never ever heard of a lawsuit on here. An actual lawsuit happening on here until the new folks come around. Now, I call them new folks. They might have been here for a few years now. I don't know. But they're new to the drama community. Hey, Texas girl. Critical K owes $500,000. It's not a joke to go legal. Well, how is that going to get paid, though, Hybrid? How is Critical K going to ever pay $500,000? I mean, does she have a $500,000? Does she have a job other than social media? I mean, I don't know. Do they like like they do when you owe back child support? Do they take it out of your paycheck? Fuck, I don't know. Hey, Boston Bridget. Yeah, a garnishment. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Can social media be garnished? I don't know. I don't ever hit the threshold to get the fucking check at the end of the month anyway. So I'm telling you, if somebody was to sue me, I would probably just start laughing. I'd gather my worldly goods. You're not getting my new steam mop. I will hide it. But I'd gather my worldly goods. Let's see, what do I have? I have Maggie. I have a couple pieces of jewelry that don't really amount to much. Yes, if she works, it can be garnished from her paychecks. Andrea will ensure to follow her with this with her foot on her neck as long as possible. Yeah, I don't even know what went down with the whole Critical K thing. I never have been a Critical K fan. I used to think on occasion she would have a good point here or there. Don't forget your pathetic bar stool. Never, LaDonna. I will never forget my bar stool. I don't even understand them. The restraining orders are well, yeah, I can kind of understand why people get those nowadays because people show at your fucking house. And I'm still disappointed in Bombshell. I would have come right out my front fucking door. Somebody roll up down my street yelling through a bullhorn to come out. Well, revenge porn. Yeah, I can understand that. I can get that. That's a pretty serious crime. But that leads you into like criminal charges, like where you get like locked up or probation or internet ban for life or I mean, I can see that. I don't understand revenge porn. Laura, and you up there like saying, Granny, send me whose dick got shown? The glare. Laura, I swear you made me laugh so fucking hard with you up there saying that to Granny. You were basically saying out in public, Granny, send me some revenge porn. I'm the only one that hasn't seen it. Well, let me let you in on a little secret, Laura. I haven't seen it either, and I don't need it. But I'm really grateful that some of the shit on here does make me laugh because I do need some chuckles. I'm not that miserable old wrinkled ball sack that everybody calls me. Rats will flee a ship over revenge porn. Yep, as well they should. I don't want to see it, Michelle. I don't give a fuck what his dick looks like. Why would I care what his dick looks like? I mean, is it just curiosity, Laura? Curious. I'm asking you. Are you just curious? Because if he's that proud of it that he would send it to Morbid, I'm still running that through my brain. Or Morbid got his hands on it. I don't understand the whole pornography thing, anyways. Okay. I don't get it. Just don't get naked on here. Just keep your clothes on because nothing stays private. Nothing. No matter how much you trust someone, I mean, it's just, I like all of you guys, but I don't trust any of y'all enough to send you a tit pic. Plus, I like all you guys. Why would I do that to you? I don't know. I'm just sitting there when Laura's talking to Granny's watching, and she's basically on a live stream saying, "Send me pornography. Send me pornography." If Granny's watching, would have said, "Okay, Laura, I'll slide it to you in your DMs." I would have had a total come apart. I swear, if Granny's watching, would have responded with, "Okay, Laura, I'll hit you up in your DMs. I'll slide in your DMs." I swear, I'd have had a total come apart. I would have just fell over. To her credit, Diane has never outed any of the Shut up, Cosmic. Now, see, Cosmic, that's the way to get a rumor started. Did you see Cosmic in the truce? He sent Diane dick pics. That's the way to get a rumor started. But hey, whatever. That's like a game of telephone. Let's see how far that goes and what it turns into. Next thing you know, Diane and Cos, it'll float around. Diane and Cos are having an online phone boning affair. It's looking at the positives. It took me to come on here to learn about the remote control dildos. I never knew things like that even existed. That somebody in fucking Sweden could be remotely pleasuring somebody in the United States. I didn't know that. I was blown away about that. I talked about that in Discord for a week. I was like, does that really happen? Hell, I can barely work the remote to the TV. I swear, Mandy, I had no idea that shit happened. See, I lurker just learned something. Does that not blow your mind? That there's actually remote control sexual toys that you can send to somebody in a whole nother country and they can pleasure you from 9,000 miles away. I didn't know that. Hey, Stellar. It took me learning that on here. I had no idea. Well, we'll be seeing pictures of Cosmic bobbing in the water on vacation. Yeah, but we'll know it's really Cosmic because his dreads will float. The lack of need people have for, I think people lost their lack for actual human contact during the COVID thing. That's Rev's best move is the Wi-Fi vibration. I was blown away about it. I swear I talked about it, like I said, for a week in Discord. I was like, is that really possible? Can you really do that? And of course, they're all laughing at me, going, yeah, like, duh. Like I was the dumb one for not knowing about that. Well, maybe I guess I was. Crazy. Crazy. It's just one of those shake your head kind of crazies. But I'm gonna get off here. Guys, I'm just asking nicely. You don't have to, nobody listens to me anyways. Who am I kidding? But can we just wait until after the first of the year to go to somebody's home or to call somebody's mother or to ring the Innocence Project over a woman? Oh, nope, that's already been done. I've never heard of corn cob porn. I don't even want to know, LaDonna. I don't even want to know. I've heard of OnlyFans, but please don't make me look into corn cob. Is that a site? Never mind. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. It's a rabbit hole I choose not to go down. But it would be nice if we could just stop all the. I mean, go back to calling each other cunts and all that shit. I mean, I don't think we really need to really go to people's houses, go to their jobs, put air tags on their vehicles, contact another YouTuber to get another YouTuber's information. I mean, what are you going to do with it? Unless you plan on hurting that person. That's why I was asking Aileen, whatever the fuck her name is. What are you going to do with it? Unless you plan on hurting that person, what are you going to do with that? Right. Don't ruin corn for me. I like corn. It's one of the few vegetables I do eat. Stop it. Next, if I swear to God, if you turn on green beans or potatoes and tell me there's something out there for them, I'm done. I will shrivel up and die because those are really the only three vegetables that I really eat. So you all will be responsible for my demise. If you tell me there is a green bean porn site or a potato porn site, I'm, I'll just, it'll be over with. But I do have to clean up the living room, and yeah, the donuts kind of ruined it for me too. See, and I like donuts, certain donuts. Now I just get the little bitty ones, the little mini ones that you couldn't possibly do anything with it. Hey, Steph, when the donut story came out, I was like, "Ugh," especially the glazed ones. Ugh. So now I just buy like little miniature donuts where you couldn't do anything with them other than dip them in your mouth and enjoy them in your milk and enjoy them just like a donut was meant to be. You guys, it's been fun chatting, but I really need to my dog is expecting pricey canine gifts this holiday. We shall see. Yes, Steph, we're talking about vegetable porn sites because someone just brought up the fact and they put it in there with right there with uh OnlyFans, something about corn cobs. And I like corn on the cob, and it's just ruining it for me. Yeah, it's Steph's fault. She just got here. Somebody will take that challenge. I don't want to know about it. Some things are best unspoken. But I'm gonna jump off. I really need to break out the Christmas tree. La fucking da. Jingle fuckaling. Um just remember the real reason for the season. And I hope everybody's doing well. And I'll be back around. Bryan, take my wrench. You're an idiot, and I mean it. I'm done with you. When I'm done, I'm done. So you all enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you around the tubes. Bye, guys.